Ciao football lovers of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. We have so much football to share. It's Monday, as usual. Why? Because this weekend a lot of things happen, and I already told you the calendar, the schedule of this weekend was just epic and fantastic. I hope you enjoyed a lot. And all the games I told you, well, they kept their promises, except of one game, and we'll come back on that game that was total disaster. Was absolutely disappointing. We'll speak about what happened this weekend. We'll speak about Champions League, of course, what we will start with. But before that, let's say that there is a breaking news. A breaking news that was already in the air. Thiago Silva announced that he will leave at the end of the season Chelsea after 4 seasons. He did fantastically well at Milan. He did fantastically well at Paris Saint-Germain. He did what he could with the Blues. Thiago Silva, I don't know if he will continue or not. I don't know if he will become president of football like Villas-Boas, for example. But I wish him absolutely the best. He is and will always be a legend of this game. The Brazilian defender. Now we go to the other news. But before that, I want to repeat you and ask you kindly to put a maximum of like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Subscribing, commenting, sharing your thoughts, your opinion about European football. Because now we start with Champions League tomorrow. Big game. Bayern Munich against Real Madrid. The day after, on Wednesday, we have Borussia Dortmund against Paris Saint-Germain. Opta Jose, analytic and statistic sites, they are reporting that actually Bayern Munich against Real Madrid is a classic one in Champions League or in European competition, because in European competition they play together against each other head to head 26 times. This is the game in Europe that has been played the most. Second one, Juventus Real Madrid. Again, Real Madrid. And then on third position, with 17 times playing against each other, Milan against Barcelona. Top 3 games played the most in Europe. So, what are they saying about that game? The protagonists, the actors, the players. On Us, they're reporting the words of Kimmich. Jugar contra el Madrid es especial. Playing against Real Madrid, it is special, and it is absolutely special. Then Goretzka spoke to the German paper Kicker, saying, "Das reizt mich extrem." I'm extremely excited to play the game of tomorrow, but also he continued speaking about the remaining part of the season, including also Euro 24 Kimmich that wants to finish with champagne. What about the Real Madrid players? Well, like I told you, these are the guys. This is the team that is playing the most in Champions League, that won the most Champions League. They are totally used to it. They are not feeling the stress, or at least this is what I feel watching the picture from them in the plane from Madrid to Munich. Look at them, all smiles with Vinicius on the front of that picture. But they tell you in Marca, other Spanish paper, pay attention, because after cancelling, blocking, putting Holland in your pocket, Rudiger, pay attention to Harry Kane, because Harry Kane will be there and you will have to face him one-on-one. Harry Kane, that is doing a fantastic season on individual level. On the other side, you're a bit scared in Munich. What if it was true that the teams where Harry Kane is playing, well, they are never able to win a trophy? Well, that will be the next step that we will speak about, the 2 games against Real Madrid, and maybe after the final. Going to Premier League, where yesterday it was crazy. Yesterday, the day before, even on Friday. Crazy weekend of Premier League. Look, 10 years ago, exactly 10 years ago, Arsenal was doing that guard of honor to Manchester United. They were there. Van Persie, ex-player from Arsenal, received that beautiful applauses. Fair play, fantastic, but they don't want to do it again. They don't want to do it again. They want to win, especially after bottling last year. We all remember how it went with Manchester City winning at the end of the year. Well, this season, it's a run. And pay attention, because now they are saying on Daily Express Sport, we won't crack this time. Could have been said, we will not bottle it again. And they are not, because at the moment, after a few games where it was a bit more difficult, and when they saw virtually Manchester City going over them, they are back winning. There was a big derby. Tottenham against Arsenal. What a game. What a game! But also a game that was extremely stressful, because they were leading 3-0 Arsenal. Not dominating that game, but every time that they went up, they were totally lethal. 3-0 at halftime, it is over. At least this is what everyone was thinking, except of Tottenham. Because they came back first with Romero, and then at the 87th minute with a penalty of Son. And that's the moment where Arteta started to pray. Because he said it himself. We conceded the second one. A mistake that is not very usual, and then And then we pray. And then he prayed that it finished with a win. And they did. They did, so they're still in the run. But it's a neck on neck with Manchester City that won 2-0 against Forest with goals of Guardiol. And then Haaland. Look at the beautiful smile. Is he not cute? Do you don't want to go to him and hug him with that beautiful smile? He was looking for that goal. But Guardiola is paying attention. He's saying warning to everyone. Pay attention, because if we draw a game, we are not going to win the Premier League. So they need to go with a full win. One that says goodbye to the Premier League, even if it's not yet mathematical, but it is Liverpool after their draw against the Hammers. 2-2. 77th minute, Antonio code back 2-2, a draw, and we can say that it's over, because now you see Arsenal with 35 games played, 80 points. Manchester City, 1 game in hand, 34 games played, 79 points. And then Liverpool, that is already at -5 with 75 points. It's over, and they are already starting not to think about Europa League, because they are also there eliminated, but they are starting to think about the next coach. The next coach that will be Arne Slot, because he will be the head coach replacing Jurgen Klopp at the end of the season. Also in the Netherlands, they are speaking about Arne Slot, saying who will leave with him, who will go with him. Not a lot of players, honestly. Maybe some members of the staff, but not a lot of players, but they are starting to build. And the first target will be some center back, which is the priority for Liverpool. Other games that are worth to mention, of course, is Manchester United, that did 1-1 against Burnley. On OneFootball, they were even asking themselves, is Manchester United now a mid-table team? Chelsea 2-2 against Aston Villa. Aston Villa that is doing fantastically well. After Tottenham losing, now they have 7 points on them. Even if Tottenham has 2 games to be played, if they win both of them, they go at 66. Still 1 point less than the top 4. So Champions League is really at risk now for Tottenham, for Spurs. And then another game that I really wanted to mention is Bournemouth that won 3-0 against Brighton. Brighton has a real difficult end of the season. Why do I want to mention Bournemouth? Because they are reaching already now 48 points, which is already the record of points ever made from them in Premier League. They can possibly go to 57 if I'm not wrong, because they have 3 games to play. Who will remain the longest undefeated between Rodri and Xabi Alonso? That's the question that the entire world is asking, because yesterday they did it again. 2-2 Leverkusen, that becomes never losing. 2-2, and when? At the 97th minute, of course. 127th goal scored of this season by Bayern Leverkusen, and they did it for 16 times after the 90th minute. It's just crazy. Well, when will it stop? I have absolutely no idea. We already know, of course, that Leverkusen is there on top. They already won Bundesliga with Bayern that is running, and actually winning last week, and they did really well, because they have now 69, which is 6 points more than Stuttgart that still needs to play with 63. Well, Leipzig, they did the fantastic run in Bundesliga, because we knew it and we told you Leipzig against Dortmund will be the game to watch. They are fighting for that Champions League position. Leipzig, they destroyed them 4-1, and they have now 62. 57 for Dortmund, 5 points of difference with not a lot of games to play still. So big game for Leipzig, that was really playing probably the Champions League qualification of next season. In France, l'équipe, les jeux sont faits. You say in French, it is all done. Not because Paris Saint-Germain won, because they didn't win, but actually because Monaco lost against Lyon yesterday 3-2, and it's Paris. Paris s'en réjouit. It's Paris. PSG that is enjoying, because they became champion again for the 12th time in their history, winning their 50th trophy that they are putting there in that cabinet. In the 12 last years, they won it 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. 10 times on 12. Incredible. Incredible Paris Saint-Germain that is dominating that league as nobody. But Paris Saint-Germain, it's not enough. It's not enough for them to win La Ligue or Ligue 1, because they already won la Trophée des Champions. Now Ligue 1, and they have still 2 competitions that they want to win. Coupe de France, and then the most prestigious one, the one that they never won in their entire history. To do the quadruplé, they need to win Ligue des Champions, starting, of course, to beat Dortmund and understanding who they can face in the final of Champions League. Just mentioning another team, like I mentioned Bournemouth, I want to mention Brest, the football team. They won 5 4 away from home against Rennes. It's a 96th-minute goal that actually gave them the 3 points. Why mentioning them? Because they are doing incredible. They are at the moment third at 2 points from Monaco. The highest they ever ranked in Ligue was 8. They are doing a fantastic season. Today, another game will be played, and that's also why I have that beautiful shirt on, the one of Barcelona, because today you have Barcelona against Valencia, with Barcelona is obliged to win. I will tell you why in a second, but Sport is going toward Xavi. We already spoke about it. He stays, so it's actually the new one, the first Barcelona of the renewed Xavi. El primer reto de Xavi. They will go for it. What will the effect be of Xavi saying I'm staying? Because when he said he left, I believe they won like 10 or more games, or they didn't lose 10 or more games in a streak. Will they be happy that he said that they will stay? We will discover it today in a big game against Valencia. He's asking more, of course. And Xavi quiere más. Why is it important to win today? Because at the moment, after the win of Girona yesterday, they are at -1. They are third, so only winning today, they can go again and taking that second spot at match day 33 with not a lot of games still to play, because we are really there at the end of the season. The other one that played an important game, and I told you it will be epic, it was Atletico Madrid against Athletic Bilbao. 3-1 for the Colchoneros, for the men of Diego Simeone. 3-1, that is now giving them nearly a security to qualify to Champions League, because they have 6 points over the 5th one. And then, just a few words, because we didn't mention it on the channel, Arda Güler, that started in the game of Real Madrid. Not only started, but he also scored the only goal of the game, giving 3 points to Real Madrid, to Los Blancos, just to be sure. Just to be sure that nobody needs to worry about La Liga anymore, and they can fully concentrate on Champions League, the game of tomorrow against Bayern Munich in Italy. I fantastici 5, the 5 fantastic ones, the fantastic 5. Why? Because you're speaking about the one that can possibly still qualify for the 5 spots of Champions League. At the moment, 2 teams already qualified mathematically, Inter and Milan, but you have Juventus, Bologna, Roma, Atalanta, and even Lazio. They can compete for 3 spots in Champions League, so it's a fight. It's a fight there. Inter, they don't care, of course, they already qualified, but they already won the title in Italy, and yesterday it was a huge party in Milano. 300,000 Inter fans were there on the street celebrating all night long. Even Dumfries, he participated holding a banner with Theo Hernandez, Milan player, that was became actually the dog of Dumfries. Italy is already investigating, was it offensive, was it not offensive, is it acceptable or not? According to me, it's banter, basta. We can go. Milan, they don't care that much about that. They are caring, or at least the Milanisti, the supporters, are caring about something else. Because if Pioli is nearly certain to go out, the coach, well, they're not happy with what can become the successor, Lopetegui. And there is already, you can go if you want to, you can go and sign a petition online, because they don't want him, and they even titled it No Peteghi. So No Peteghi, the last time I checked, they had, like, it was yesterday, they had like more than 5,000 signatures. They don't want Lopeteghi. Tutto sport fino alla fine, the motto, the quote of Juventus, until the end of where? Of the season. Next to the picture of Massimiliano Allegri, also like Pioli, well, Tutto Sport is reporting it will be the end of the season. End of the season, Max Allegri and Juventus will split roads with, we know it, the main target, the one that is that close to become the new coach of Juventus, Thiago Motta from Bologna, that couldn't win last weekend. They did 1-1 against Udinese. Juventus is already thinking about transfer market, not only the goalkeeper that we already mentioned, Di Gregorio, but now a comeback to Serie A, a player from Arsenal. We are speaking about the Brazilian-Italian player Jorginho, that according to some sources from Spain already found an agreement to become that new regista, the brain of Juventus 24-25. Yesterday was another big game that was maybe decisive for Roma, because it was Napoli against Roma, 2-2 with the last minute goal of Abraham, that is keeping the dreams alive of Roma to qualify to Champions League. 2-2, exact the same result in Portugal with Porto and Sporting. Porto was easily winning 2-2, and then Gyökeres again. Yeah, we speak always about Gyökeres every single video, as we always speak about Xabi Alonso and Leverkusen, but Gyökeres with a brace. At the 87th and 88th minute, he said, no, we don't want to lose. 40 goals since the start of this season with Sporting, 14 assists. I told you, last time I said if he doesn't leave for at least 80 million euro, I don't understand about football. I think we can start to increase that number even more with Sporting, that is now at 81 points, 5 points more of Benfica, with again there at match day 31, not a lot of games to play. And Sergio Conceição, that saw that victory slipping out of their hand at the 88th minute, where he's thinking about the new president, because it's true that he extended his contract, but now they have a new president, and that contract can be worth 0 if they want to. They can free up himself. Some Milan fans, they want Sergio Conceição. At the moment, he's saying, no, I'm open to talk with André Villas-Boas. I have absolutely no problem with him. It is a pleasure. Let's see if he's lying or if he is totally honest. I hope you enjoyed this video with the maximum of news. Again, a comment about Serie A, about La Liga, about Ligue 1, Paris Saint-Germain. Will they win again next year? Will they win the Champions? Speak about whatever you want. Let me know in the comment section. Thank you. My name is Giuseppe, and together we covered football.